Peace and welcome to World War Wrestling. My video cut off. Maybe that's a good thing. And then I can do each match a separate video. I don't know if I'm going to put that all as one like compilation video or not, but my video cut off, so I'm going to take that as a sign to do each match as its own video. So the next match on NWA Power was Magic Jake, versus Storm Thomas versus Primetime Anthony Katana. I already spoke about Anthony Katana in the last video, so I'm not going to focus on him again. I didn't really see a lot of Storm Thomas in this match, but I would like to. I would say he wasn't. And the show goes on. Okay, so Storm Thomas was not very forgettable. He was just. It was a triple threat match. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? It's a triple threat match on a 45-minute show. What are you going to do? Like, you got some moves in, you got some spots in, but really this was to get Magic Jake over, show two new guys with astounding talent that are probably going to do amazing things in NWA.
Dad, can I get some ice cream?
Is the kitchen clean?
Let me check. Oh no!
All right, then that's your answer. Parenting. This is really to get over Magic Jake, and I really like Magic Jake. So we're gonna get into like a major aspect of what I want to do with this show. So concept I have here, Magic Jake has a partner right now, but I didn't see him come up with CJ. I didn't see him come up with his partner. I feel like Magic Jake and the Brothers of Funstruction. Like I just have this image of Magic Jake just kind of collecting people for like his circus and for like his gimmick. And I originally had an idea with Funny Bone in the Spectaculars, but I think it would be better to have Funny Bone kind of in this mix and having like Magic Jake kind of assemble Magic Jake's circus or Magic Jake's carnival, because he has CJ, or I think that's her name, right? CJ, and he's Brazilian, so that would make a little bit of sense there. Magic Jake's carnival, and he has the Brothers of Funstruction. He just creates this faction, and it goes just head to head with the Miserably Faithful. I feel like Magic Jake having a faction around him rather than just a partner, because a lot of other people have partners too. A lot of other people can find a friend or something to fight you. Not a lot of people can fight your tag team in addition to warding off the tag team champions. So I feel like if Magic Jake had the Brothers of Funstruction, in addition to CJ, in addition to his, they could have like this Judgment Day esque circus faction, and you could even have the guy from Insane Clown Posse there to still do his thing. Get Shaggy Two Dope to come in one time, two times maybe, and do their thing. But Magic Jake, if he wasn't going against Mims, I could probably support him becoming a champion. But Mims is my guy, and I feel like that's just going to be a hell of a match. Like, I just feel Magic Jake is inevitable. It's inevitable. He's huge. He does have the charisma, and he doesn't take himself too seriously. And I feel like that is like the intensity is very beneficial, but when you don't take yourself too seriously, you have a lot more room to grow. You have a lot more room for input. So he's doing something right to have CJ around him. I don't know if that was a pairing that Billy Corgan came up with. I don't know if that's something that they discovered on their own, but he's doing something right to have her in his corner. Um, there's one more match to talk about. I don't know if I should cut the video off or just go into it. Let's just try to go into it. So, the main event here, and it felt very main eventy. It felt like a throwback match. You know, it felt like taking a time machine, taking a time capsule, and going back to like the original old school NWA and the way it would have looked, the way it would feel, the way it would be to be there in the prime day of Ric Flair and all these other amazing guys being on NWA. The Fixers versus, I'm not going to do it, Blood Force Trauma. And I really sincerely thought the Fixers had Blood Force Trauma's number. But this is what I mean by strength in numbers. This is what I mean by it's good to have a partner, but you need that person on the outside as well. You need a couple people on the outside as well. Aaron Stevens and all his different personalities, that's like having 3, 4, 5 people managing for you at one time. Dude's fucking crazy. You crazy for not marrying May Valentine. You should have locked that shit down, bro. I don't know what the fuck you were thinking. I don't give a fuck what May Valentine's past was. You could have been the only dude hitting that forever. You stupid as fuck, Aaron Stevens. But you're a fucking genius. I saw that shit you did the other night on the PLE, you know, pretending to be her knight in shining armor, you know, giving her a throne and seat. He's still wooing her. He's still wooing her, so maybe he knows that he fumbled the bag and behind the scenes they could figure that out because, you know, you need to lock that down, bro. She stabbed your homie. You need to lock that down. Marche Rocket and the Red Dog. I don't know who was like you two would make a great tag team, but they make a phenomenal tag team. Just the balance of styles, the grit and toughness of Rodney, and I'm really like blanking on his last fucking name because it's like Carnage and Damage. That's what they are now, Carnage and Damage, you know. But Jesus Christ, the finish, like I felt like when Marche Rocket hit that drop kick, he was like, "Don't ever forget I'm Marche Rocket." What's up?
Mac and cheese, then that's all I need to tell you.
Thank you, baby girl. He hit that drop kick with so much height in it, because it's like the way that you like learn the professional wrestling drop kick is like if I could kind of demonstrate it with this pen, you know, is to like kick up, you know, so you drop kick and you're basically just kind of doing this. You're doing this. Because, like, if you can't get up, you make it a running start and then you do this. Marche Rocket was like here. Boom. he was like, woo. like, the way, like, you do not understand how hard it is. Because it's like, how high he jumped. Wrecking Ball Legursky is like 6'2". He was over Wrecking Ball. That is incredible. He hit it with authority. Like he knocked him out like he was Okada. He hit that drop kick like he was Okada. Like it was crazy. And like I like for a second I'm like, no, like Wrecking Ball's definitely kicking out of this. He's definitely kicking. Then I looked down at the timer. I was like, damn. That was a great match. Rodney, I knew there was some fuckery that was about to happen. Because Legursky hit Rodney the first time, Jazz's husband, hits him the first time. And he like kind of swivels on. He grabs. He did a veteran move. He grabbed on to the rope. He didn't try to brace it. The way that he sold it, he didn't like brace it and like jump off or pretend like it didn't. He held on. He did it like he was holding on for dear life. And they hit him the second time. He goes down, and he grabs that rope. He clings onto that rope like he was in a Royal Rumble. You know, and that is really that's. Oh my God, this was saved it. This was saved it. Aaron Stevens with the distraction, and I feel like a feud between the Fixers and Blunt Force Trauma, because Aaron Stevens is doing his thing. I saw the one homie Savio Esquire, I think that's his name, recruiting Primetime because he saw the same thing I saw. He said, This guy's fucking Kyle Fletcher. This guy's gonna be one of the fucking greatest of all fucking time. He keeps this up. He's like a Darby Allin without all of like the risk involved in the investment. Keep your eyes on Anthony Catania. This guy, not the big guy, but he's a much smaller gentleman. I love seeing the Fixers as champions, but everybody loves an underdog story. I don't know many people who don't. It makes you far more relatable. And in the long term, it kind of reminds me a bit of LAX. LAX became, with Santana and Ortiz, LAX became the tag team champions. And then their belts were stolen from them for like a good amount of their reign. This was like a returning theme inside of their reign. And, when I was watching this match, I was remembering the backstage segment with Wrecking Ball Legursky and Billy Corgan when Billy Corgan is trying to give Wrecking Ball Legursky, I think Dre Bradley was injured with a groin injury, and Billy Corgan's trying to give Wrecking Ball Legursky the new belts, the historic NWA belts, and Wrecking Ball Legursky was like, I don't want them because they don't have America on it. They don't have the red, white, and blue. It's like supposed to be the United States Championship, and this is not tag team championships, and this ain't it. And Billy Corgan got so pissed off. I got a lot of respect for Wrecking Ball Legursky that day because he was very respectful, he was very polite, but he was standing up to his boss. He was standing up to his boss as the champion, and a lot of other guys would have been disrespectful, would have been very rude, would have been hot and haughty and in their face and causing tension and Twitter going crazy. I have a lot of respect for Jay Bradley and Wrecking Ball Legursky. I have an amazing amount of respect for Blunt Force Trauma. Aaron Stevens, man. Maybe Valentine must be like crazy or something for him to drop the ball on that because it's like maybe she doesn't cook or something. But if Aaron Stevens can cook, then that shouldn't really be a problem, Like I'm not gonna like go all crazy on this, but like, if you got a woman with a past who realizes that there's more to life and that she can live life a different way, you would want that opportunity too as a young man or as an older man if you had a past, if you had gone through a divorce, if you had done something horrible in your past, you would want someone to give you a second chance. Maybe that second chance doesn't necessarily need to be marriage, but I'm not going to be a mark for it. But they did have really great chemistry, I'm just saying. Like, Aaron Stevens and May Valentine did have great chemistry. So, hopefully, y'all can work that out. If not, she did stab his friend, so, or smacked him with a rod. He was bleeding. He was bleeding heavily from that. It might have been a work, but, like, I don't know, man. For some people, that's a red flag. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I'm the issue here. But when I saw May Valentine hit Marche Rocket with a bottle and make him bleed, I was like, she's perfect for Aaron Stevens. she is perfect. She is like amazing. I pray that continues for however it's gonna go. But this was an amazing episode of NWA Power. Ooh. Trevor Murdoch and Mike Knox. I can see why Melina left Johnny Nitro for Mike Knox. That's all I'm gonna say.